Shalom, shalom. Giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, all the elders and the bishops and the apostles and all the teachers on down. And, shalom, peace, love, and protection unto the elect that scatter around the four corners of the earth, mainly in Babylon the Great, the 144,000, which all consist of men, 12,000 out of each tribe, the prophets, the men of the Lord, and the large multitude of the 1/3, the innumerable multitude of the 1/3 of men, women, and children that's going to be saved. Shalom, shalom. All right. And basically, the title of this lesson, I'm, just going into simple, distractions, bread and circus, entertainments, folly, so on and so forth. And we are not to be ignorant of Satan's devices. All right. We are not to be falling after the wiles or the trickeries of the devil. All right. Because what motivated me to do this lesson was the shooting that happened this past weekend dealing with former President Donald Trump for I think that he was giving a speech for running for presidency again. All right. And ultimately, we always say we are not ignorant of Satan's devices because, it's no coincidence that attempt happened. Not only because of predictive programming and due to the Simpsons, they predicted something like that was to happen. All right, but more in the cartoon, it said the dude was unalive. But meanwhile, they rehearsed and predictive program all that and took it from the Simpsons cartoon episode and made it into real life, man. And also to bring more strife and division amongst the United States. Because you already got the red states and the blue states. The states that represent the Democrats and the other ones that represents the Republicans. All right, those two horns that spat like a dragon and also as a lamb. Okay, that lamb that represents the Democratic because they're more for the people, and the Republicans dealing with that speaking as that dragon because they're more fierce and more strict with their laws and legislations and their policies and decrees and so on and so forth. All right, that's the breakdown of that. Those two political parties that Babylon the Great is established upon. But nonetheless, there's great division amongst those individuals. And the Lord said he was going to bring division upon this place, man, when he is about to visit the world, which he's made, pursuing the 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1 on down to 3. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that precept right quick. 2nd Ezra. Go straight to the point. Second Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right, and that's the precept I was looking for. It's in verse 2. So I'm going to read verse 3 as well. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and this is in the Apocrypha, which, growing up, and when you talk about the King James Bible, nobody never mentioned the Apocrypha, only starting off One West, aka Great Millstone, the men that really, study and read from the Apocrypha are the men of Great Millstone. Then the other camps and so on and so forth started to read from the Apocrypha and try to, get the precepts and so on and so forth. But nonetheless, Yahweh Shem Yahushua let the men of Great Millstone pave the way for the truth to be declared upon the four corners of the earth, whether people believe it or not. All right, because it was a spirit upon them that influenced all these other Israelite groups and camps to pop up all around the world. All right, and that's also a sign, man. But nonetheless, we are also seeing earthquakes in many places, all right, all around the world, and uproars of the people. All you gotta do is just type in the, YouTube search, Google search, latest protests, latest news on protests around the world, uproars of people. Like I said, it's evident. All you got to do is just type it in and it should just pop up, letting you know the times that we are in. And we're measuring them through prophecies, through the scriptures, because the Lord has put the spirit upon us to measure the times, man. The Lord has put the spirit upon us to prophesy and to speak upon the people. All right, before the death and destruction come upon this earth, mainly in America, Babylon the Great, of course, and in different parts of the world that the Lord has it set up to be destroyed and to be touched by war, by destruction, woe, lamentations, distress. All right. So let me go to Matthew 10. I believe 34. It's not in Matthew, but I'm going to read this. Matthew 10 and 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. And that's what the Lord is coming with. Death and destruction. All right. No peace. All right. A lot of people are going to perish, going to die. Ultimately, this place is going to be overthrown by thermonuclear missiles. All right. Bombs. Okay. War is going to touch this place, man. All right. War is definitely going to touch this place because it is prophesied in the Holy Bible, in the scriptures. Let me cut this off right quick. Verse 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foe shall be they of his own household. All right. And that's division. Let me see. I know it's in Luke. All right. It's in Luke. Luke chapter 12. Luke 12 and 51, straight to the point. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. Because that's what the Lord is bringing. Straight division. And Esau, Edom, being the last kingdom ruling. All right. Being the last kingdom to fall. And for our kingdom to rise, pursuant to 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. All right. Lord Yahweh's kingdom, first and foremost, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, because he's going to be the ruler and the master of his own kingdom. All right. Of his own rulership. OK. And he's going to own everything on this earth. All right. But the Lord is bringing division, man. And you clearly see that the Lord is bringing division to the point he's breaking down, nations against nations, kingdom against kingdoms. All right. Satan against Satan. Satan. This is Matthew 12:26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? All right. And you also trying to see. Yep. Because mainly they was trying to call Lord Yahweh Shai, Lord Beelzebub. All right, when you read the account, because it give better detail. Luke chapter 11. Like I said, it's all through the Spirit, praying that it's edifying. Luke chapter 11, verse 14. And he was casting out a devil, and it was dumb. And it came to pass when the devil was going out, the dumb spake, and the people wondered. But some of them said he cast out devils through Beelzebub, the chief of the devils. And others, tempting him, sought of him a sign from heaven. Verse 17, but he, knowing their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. All right. And ultimately, we're in a kingdom that is divided within itself, and is going to bring desolation to this place, man, because the scriptures also say Babylon cannot be healed. All right. Take palm for her. If we would heal Babylon, she would have been healed, but she cannot be healed because this is the well-favored harlot, the harlot of witchcraft. All right. And the Lord suffer not a witch to live. And also, this is a wicked place that is being ruled by the third category of man, the son of the wicked, son of perdition, Esau, Edom. Like I say, it's clear and evident that who runs the world and prints out the money and treats their own people like garbage are those individuals, the banking families, the elites. All right. They are all of so-called Caucasian descent. And I say so-called so people can understand where we're coming from. Who is Esau, Edom, man? And vocab can't do nothing to, stop the program or whatever the case may be, because he's making it back on the scene again. You got also the false prophets making it on the scene. The affiliate brothers trying to do their own thing. Basically trying to be, that nigga. But meanwhile, like I say, prophecy is happening, man. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. People worrying about Revelation chapter 9, verse 16. Lord, will I do a video on that? There was a brother coming from, he used to be part of the Great Millstone, New York camp, main camp, if I'm not mistaken. And now, like I said, Lord, will I do a video on that? But anywho, nonetheless, it's a lot going on in the world of prophecy that we have to be at the end, man. All right. We have to be at the end, according to the spirit and power Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. We just have to, because all these things going up, like I said, when so-called, the candidate for running for presidency, DJ Trump, the ex-president, getting shot at, that's a major sign, man. And also, we're already in the time of war. All right. And nations are already tensed up. OK. Then you already have news articles blaming, other nations for the attack, so on and so forth. They don't know what to do, where to look, where to go. And then another thing, because I'm going to get this precept in 2 Corinthians 2:11, because you see the shooting that happened. And it says, U.S. detected potential Iranian plot to kill Trump separate from Saturday's shooting, even though it's separate. But why is they putting it on Front Street that the Iranians have a plot to kill so-called Trump? All right. And I'm going to read a little bit of article. America intelligence agency were tracking an Iranian threat even before the attack on former President Donald J. Trump, but officials said the two were unrelated. And like I said, now they having a detection of an Iranian threat. All right. So you got that's going on in the world. World War III is about to pop off. Okay, all these signs and prophecies are happening. All right, but meanwhile, these devils pull this stunt. And this can, cause for many things to happen. Sedition amongst men. All right, the civil war that's about to come. All right. Also, the lockdowns, more security. Okay, martial law, the persecution. All right, that's also gonna come. Because of the Patriot Act, they already labeled every American citizen as a terrorist. All right, and that was due to the Patriot Act, and that was passed during the time of the 911 incident, which people should know about that by now. If you don't, you are completely lost, and there is no hope for you. But nonetheless, this is what's going on in the world, and we're just not ignorant of the devices, because with all these distractions, that's one thing I learned about, especially being in this truth and growing up. Every time it's nothing but major distractions here and there, something always major happens. Whether it be a wild event, a black swan type of event, okay? Or it's just them passing a law that majority of the people don't know about, or they just keep it in secrets from the eyes of the people, so on and so forth, man. All right? And that's just how these devils are operating. Because they know if they have but a short time, pursuing the Revelation 12:12, they really want to kick this thing off and try to start their new world order, thinking that they're still going to beat who the world calls Jesus Christ. All right, Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach. All right, because they know he's going to come back with a great host, but in their mind, they really think that they're going to have a fighting chance. All right, which is they're not going to have a fighting chance. It's going to come to naught. And another thing that kind of made me look at this, crazy, is the alleged, as it says, the alleged shooter at Trump rally identified. I'm not buying it, man. That's just me. The boy, that's just me. Yep. But like I said, this was a major sign. Ultimately, it's going to lead to, martial law, which means more security in the streets, more troops in the land of America. All right. It's going to bring in the persecution, the civil unrest. All right. Because you got a lot of people that really support you know, former President Trump. All right. Because it already started with the January 6th riot, I think that's what they call it, in Washington, D.C. All right. And he had the people riled up. So how much more him getting shot at? All right. But nonetheless, this guy's supposed to be a Republican, which ultimately is supposed to be a so-called Trump supporter. So that's another red flag on this. Just not adding up, G. Okay, it's just not adding up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So with that, I'm going to get 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Read it in NLT. So that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. All right. We know the word order ab ko. We know the two acronyms for FF. All right. We know predictive programming. Okay. We know propaganda, agent provocateurs, so on and so forth. All right, you got a picture out that one of the people that died, the dude, meanwhile, somebody died. Here you had a sniper around the time of these people trying to speak for their presidency. Meanwhile, somebody died and they taking pictures of the person that got the so-called quote unquote aftermath of brain matter on his shirt. They taking pictures of that. That's how you know, like I said, because America is already a joke. Everybody wants to be about themselves, want to take photos, want to record everything. So now that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is really tearing down this place morally and physically and spiritually all around, that now the bullshit is really being seen for what it really is, man, which is just flat out bullshit. Okay, lies. All right. But meanwhile, real shit is really going on in the world. World War III will come, and it is a real thing. The MOTB is a real thing, and it is coming. They're already in the works. The NWO is a real thing that wants to control the people. When they went and did that that speech and conference for the WEF, when that devil said you will own nothing and be happy, he meant every bit of that, man. Okay, he meant every piece of you owning nothing. So let's look to that. Say a mental perception, an evil purpose, that which thinks the mind, thoughts, or purpose. To perceive with the mind, to understand, to have understanding, to think upon, hend, ponder, consider. And it's basically to perceive with the mind. All right, perceive lies, man. Perceive, that bread and circus type of lifestyle. Perceive the lust of the flesh, because anything that America influences is really the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, going back to 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15 on down. All right. And that's all Babylon the Great has to offer for the flesh and death, man. That's why we need the kingdom of heaven. That's why we need Lord Yahweh Shai. All right. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. To make judgment day happen. To make that great and dreadful day of the Lord happen, man. So we can go back home. Okay. This is Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And that's going into trickeries. Let me read verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, so like against the rulers of the darkness of this world. All right, Satan. All right, which Esau, Edom worship Satan, man, or they worship themselves or false gods or deities. But ultimately, they worship Satan because they all go back to Satanism. All right, the left hand side. Against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right, starting off with the elites because they practice all that wickedness in high places, man. All right, whether they be in the caves of the rocks, all right, or whether they be underneath, the bunkers. They're still the ones that sit on high, that rule and control all things basically on this planet Earth right now, because Satan gave them the power to do so through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because those are the powers that ordained Satan to give that power unto Esau, Edom. So let's look up wiles, and it should go into trickeries.
Strong's G 3180, Methodiah.
Methodiah. And it says cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery. All right. And that's how Esau, Edom conquered the known world that is known as America today. All right. And conquered the whole earth by lies and deceit. All right. That's why a majority of the earth worship Jesus Christ, white boy Jesus Christ, Cesare Borgia, however you pronounce it, represent a man that actually lived that was a murderer and a rapist. All right, which came, and his bloodlines from the bloodline of Edom. Okay, so lock here right quick, get some water. But yep, that's what the wiles, the trickery of the devil, man. And that's what is all that's been going on in the world, even with, the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, Trump getting shot at, the college football finally coming out, people all going crazy, people, the social media still jumping, people still doing their content, making people laugh and, doing the same old folly. Meanwhile, prophecy is happening. Meanwhile, the Lord is preparing these devils to bring out that hammer, man. Okay, bring down the hammer. And I'm going to read Revelation 12 and 12. I'm going to close out. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. That's why they got something called Project Blue Beam, all right, where they can falsify the return of who the world endingly calls Jesus Christ, which most likely is going to be a white boy anyway. All right, they can hologram so-called, the second return of Jesus Christ. They can make, so-called UFOs, as they call them, appear in the skies and in the heavens. All right, throwing the people off, making people all confused what's real and what's fake. Can't forget CERN neither. That's dealing with the portals and different demons coming out of the portals and manifesting. All right, people, that manifested in Miami. Okay, the demon that did that. All right, so a lot of things are going on in the world, man. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna close out by saying Kahalayim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rekah Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach us this truth. Peace, love, and blessings to the elect scattered abroad, around the four corners of the earth, mainly in Babylon the Great. All right, till next time I say Shalom, Shalom.